Good morning. It's good to see you.
Halo, mau beli vanilla?
It's been one of those mornings where I've found it quite difficult to speak to locals. Of course, you can't force people to talk to you, and you get a bit of a feeling for them as you approach them, whether they're interested or not. And of course, you know, if they don't want to talk, they don't want to talk. And it seems to be one of those days. But a very generous visitor has kindly given me some of her time, and that would be Ashley. Hello, Ashley.
Hi, how you going?
Well, thank you for helping me out this morning and having a chat.
No problem.
I'm imagining this is the bus stop, is it?
It's the bus stop for the Bali Farm Cooking School.
The Bali Farm Cooking School, wonderful.
So my daughter and I, Josie,
Hi, Sophie.
are off to do a cooking class there. So it's an organic farm and they grow lots of food there. We go to our local market first and then off to the farm, do a plantation tour, and
Wonderful.
then we cook a 5-course menu. Or they teach us how to course.
That's quite that's a full day.
Yeah.
That's a really full day.
We leave there at just after 1. So
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And this is a mother-daughter trip, just including Ubud, or you're doing a little bit more of Bali, or?
we started off in Seminyak for a night after flying from Perth, and then we went up to a resort near Menjangan Island, which is in the very northwest corner of Bali.
Right.
You can actually see Java from there.
Oh, really? Wonderful.
Yep.
So it's elevated, is it? It's up
No,
high?
it's on the coast. You have
It's
to go
right
over.
on
You have to go over the mountains to get there.
I see.
But it's on the coast, and the main reason that people go to Menjangan Island is because it's great for snorkeling and scuba diving.
And you did a little bit of that while you were there?
Yes, Josie did her scuba course.
Oh, you got your paddy, did you, Josie, or your open water?
Yeah, so
Cool.
yes. So it's a nature reserve around the island. So the coral's very well preserved. There's
Yes.
great reef and great fish life. So yeah.
I get the feeling this isn't your first time to Bali, Ashley. No, you're regular?
Yeah, we're from Perth, so it's only a 3.5 hour. Just over 3.5 hours to get here.
Yeah.
So that's right. And this area is great. We've never actually stayed in this area before, but you still get a bit of like village life within Ubud, and it's quite nice to see people out buying their fruit and veg and their meat and stuff in the morning, and kids going off to school. Whereas a few streets in, as you said, it becomes very commercial.
I think it is nice, the fact that you only have to walk a few hundred metres and you're far removed from all of that, you know.
Yep.
And the Balinese really are early morning people, aren't they? And I think to get the most out of your trip here, get up early, get out there, because all this market stuff's gone by 8 o'clock on the street. So it's really important. So I imagine you've done a bit of research yourself, scouring the markets and looking at the produce and that type of thing. Do you cook at home yourself? Are you an avid cooker at home?
I do a bit of cooking. My partner actually does most of the cooking.
Oh, lucky you.
Josie's a very good cook. Yeah.
So you've been picking a few tips up from Josie.
Great use of spice and flavour, so I think this is going to really suit her. Because you make the spice mixes from start. So
from scratch?
Yeah, you get all the sauce ingredients and then pound them all up into a beautiful paste, and then that becomes the base of your curries, and
That sounds really, really exciting.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds like a great day ahead.
Yes.
And from here, how long is your total time here?
Oh, only 9 days.
No, that's fine. That's a nice getaway.
Yeah.
And do you venture further, Ashley? Do you go out further? Have you been to Lombok, or do you go to Thailand sometimes? Or?
Been to Lombok, been up to northern Bali to scuba dive quite a few times. Went to Nusa Penida the last time we were here, just for a day trip. But yeah, the Philippines I love. That's the other Asian country I love going to. So my next trip will be to the Philippines. So.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Ashley, you've been so generous by offering your time to me this morning.
No
I
problem.
really, really appreciate it. You helped me out a lot. Enjoy the rest of your day. Josie,
you.
thanks so much. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Just so really, really lucky to meet people like Ashley on your way that, they're excited and interested about Bali, and they, happy to give you a bit of their time. Good people. Selamat pagi, Madi. One of the benefits of staying in places for longer periods is that you reduce your costs when you're travelling. For example, you're able to negotiate better deals on accommodation. Transport isn't something that will chew up the dollars. You're also able to find value for money in places to eat. Being a simple man of simple means and simple interests, that's the way I prefer to travel. With this upcoming little tour in a couple of days, I've had to have a look at the finances and see how far they'll go and what I can expect and what I'm prepared to pay. My first cost, of course, will be a motorbike, which I've managed to get for 100 Australian dollars a month, which is pretty good. Excuse me. Another cost I've got to include is fuel. The beauty of this little tour coming up is the jumps between places isn't so far. Maybe 30 minutes, at most an hour between destinations. So there shouldn't be too much fuel. And once I do get to these places, being a walker, the bike will sit pretty much and I'll not have to use it much at all. So I've allowed $100 for fuel. As far as food goes, I really am happy to eat local fare. So I don't see that I'll be spending any more than $15 a day for my food. That works out to about $450 a month. The accommodation obviously is going to take up the larger portion of the budget for this little tour, whereas now I'm paying something around $10 a night. I'll have to average, I think, around $25 a night on the tour. There'll be some excuse me. I think I just swallowed a mozzie. I'm going to budget $25 a day or a night for my accommodation. Now that may vary a little bit. I might pay a little bit more on some nights, and I may pay a little bit less, but that's probably the largest expense I'm going to have. There's incidentals that you have to consider, whether that's a flat tyre on the bike. There might be a few entry fees here and there. There might be an occasional beer that I'd like to have. There's laundry that will have to be done. Small things like that. I've sort of penciled in $250 for incidentals. The total I have sort of come to for this little tour for 3 or 4 weeks, probably 4 weeks, is around 1,650 Australian dollars, which is a pretty reasonable sort of amount for a tour for a month. I have people that email me and ask me, you know, what can I expect to spend on with a month or a few weeks in Bali? And obviously it's a very individual scenario depending on, you know, where you like to eat. If you want to sit over the water and drink wine and enjoy your garlic prawns, it's probably going to be a little bit more expensive than someone like myself, perhaps, who's happy to sit in a small warung and eat a nasi campur. But with 2 days left before we head off, I've got a few things to do, a few things to organise. I've got to pick up the bike, I've got to change some money, and a couple other bits and pieces. But I'm excited. The tour's about to begin. For those who don't know, I generally eat local fare, and there's a little warung that's just up the road from where I stay, and I drop in here most days when it's open. Sometimes it's closed. Pagi, bujuru. Apa kabar? Baik-baik.
Ya.
Senang hari ini?
Senang.
Ya.
Hari ini sedikit hujan.
Ya, saya suka hujan.
Ya,
Tidak mau panas. Suka dingin.
Ya.
Apa ini?
This one. Ini
Ayam.
ayam.
Pedas?
Sedikit.
Sedikit pedas?
Ya.
Ini?
Ini sambal.
Oh, sambal.
Ya,
Baru sambal.
Baru ya, sambal. This egg, telur, noodle.
Ini?
Nah, ini kuahnya.
Kuahnya?
Kuah, airnya ini.
Ah, oke.
Ya, this corn.
Corn.
And tempe.
Tempe.
Ya,
Ini?
sate chicken.
Chicken sate ya.
Ya.
Oke, makasih.
Okay.
So what I usually get is just a little bit of each on a dollop of rice. Bujuru knows that I'm happy to take pretty much whatever she wants to put in there. I invariably get just a little bit of each. I'll pick up 2 of these, one for a late morning snack after I finish the video, and then I'll have something mid-afternoon, and I might come back for a sit down here meal later in the day. One of these little packets, or nasi bungkus, or nasi campur as they're called, one of these little packets is 10,000 rupiah, or $1, which is pretty good value.
Selamat makan.
Suksma,
Selamat
bujuru.
istirahat.
And there's another one down. Thanks very much for coming along. Apologies for not having too many chats with locals between the rain and finding it a bit tricky to find someone. Yeah, you spend a bit more time with me than you probably would like. Sorry about that. As always, I hope you're well and happy in life and doing the things you want to do. 2 days before the tour begins. I'm excited.